chosen one. You are not here by accident. Heaven scheduled this moment for you. In the Spirit, you are standing at the edge of a supernatural financial breakthrough, a divine wealth transfer that has your name on it. The battle around you right now is not just physical, it is verbal, and your tongue is the gate to your next level. The word says, life and death are in the power of the tongue. Today, the Spirit of God is stepping in to train your mouth, guard your destiny, and position you to receive what only obedience and holy silence can unlock. Chosen one. Listen with the deepest part of your spirit, because this is not just another message. This is divine intervention. The battle surrounding your life right now is not primarily physical, emotional, or even circumstantial. It is verbal. The enemy knows he cannot destroy what God has ordained. He cannot block what heaven has already released. He cannot stop the destiny that has been written over your life since before you were formed. So instead, he is attacking the one thing you still have full control over every single day, your tongue. Anointed one. The enemy's strategy in this season is subtle but calculated. He wants to provoke you, irritate you, frustrate you, and exhaust you until you speak one wrong sentence, one emotional confession, one careless reaction that shifts the direction of your path. He knows he cannot touch your calling, but he is trying to influence your speaking. Because if he can influence your speaking, he can influence your stepping. And if he can influence your stepping, he can influence your timing. There are moments in destiny when silence is not weakness. Silence is warfare. Silence is intelligence. Silence is obedience. Silence is alignment. There are battles you do not win by talking. There are battles you win by refusing to speak. And this is one of those seasons. I know this because I have lived this. There were times when every part of me wanted to respond, defend myself, explain my side, or set the record straight. Times when my heart was aching, my name was misunderstood, my intentions twisted. I wanted to speak from pain. I wanted to speak for clarity. I wanted to speak so the truth could finally be known. But every time I reacted from emotion, something shifted negatively in my spirit. And every time I obeyed the Holy Spirit and stayed silent, I watched God defend me in ways my words never could. God is calling you into a sacred silence because he sees what you cannot see. The enemy has been studying your patterns for years. He knows exactly what triggers you. He knows exactly which people can pull you out of character. He knows exactly what conversation can drain your energy. He knows exactly what topic makes you defensive. He has been waiting for the perfect moment to pull you into a reaction that derails your momentum. But heaven is intercepting that plan right now. God is stepping in with urgency, saying, "Hold your tongue. This is not the time to talk." Not because your voice lacks power, but because your voice has too much power, and one wrong word can delay what God is doing behind the scenes. Your silence right now is a shield. It is a spiritual weapon. It is a divine strategy. You are not avoiding confrontation, you are avoiding sabotage. You are not backing down, you are leveling up. You are not weak, you are wise. God is pulling you into a season where your mouth must align with your destiny, not your emotions. And here's what many do not understand: you are standing closer to breakthrough than ever before. That's why the pressure feels heavier. That's why the tension feels sharper. That's why certain people have suddenly become more irritating. That's why drama you didn't ask for keeps showing up. It's not random. It's a spiritual trap. Every time you move closer to a new level, the enemy releases old triggers. Every time heaven prepares to open a new door, hell sends distractions. Every time destiny shifts, demons stir. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're finally doing something right. Chosen. 1. You are entering a spiritually sensitive environment. Heaven is rearranging things around you. God is closing old doors and aligning new ones. The atmosphere around your life is being recalibrated. Your next season requires discernment, focus, and emotional steadiness. That is why the Holy Spirit is interrupting your impulses. You start typing a message and something tells you to delete it. You start explaining yourself and something stops you mid-sentence. You feel a sudden heaviness before saying something you always say. That is the Spirit restraining you so the enemy cannot trap you. This is not punishment. This is preparation. God is training your spirit in silence so that your future will be protected from sabotage. He is teaching you the power of pause, the strength of restraint, the wisdom of not yet. Because the next season of your life will require a version of you that can stay calm while under pressure and stay silent when provoked. I've seen this in my own life. Every major elevation came right after a season where God shut my mouth. I didn't understand it at first, but now I see clearly He wasn't blocking my voice. He was shaping my voice. He wasn't silencing me. He was strengthening me. He wasn't taking something from me. He was preparing me to speak only what aligns with destiny. Chosen one. Certain people do not deserve access to your thoughts right now. Not everyone can handle what God is doing in you. Some people will misunderstand it. Some will envy it. Some will water it down with their fear. Some will twist it with their insecurity. Not everyone is meant to know your next move. Not everyone deserves to hear your heart. Not everyone is capable of holding your vision. Your silence in this season is holy protection. You are in a time of silent building your strength, your clarity, your direction, your anointing. God is preserving your spirit from voices that would contaminate it. He is shielding your destiny from people who are not assigned to it. He is covering your next chapter from eyes that would try to sabotage it. Chosen one, your silence right now is obedience. And your obedience is unlocking a path that noise could never unlock. Chosen one, now that you understand why heaven has pulled you into this sacred silence, it's time to look deeper into what this silence is forming inside you. Silence is not simply the absence of words. Silence is the atmosphere where God begins to rebuild, reorder, and rewire everything inside of you. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is construction. And in this season, heaven is constructing something powerful within you. Anointed one. The silence around you has felt unusual, hasn't it? Conversations that used to excite you now feel draining. People who once had easy access to you now seem distant. Environments that once felt familiar now feel heavy. Even your own thoughts feel different, clearer at times, louder at others, almost as if God is tuning your inner frequency. You're not imagining it. Silence is God's classroom. And chosen one, you are sitting in the front row. There are certain lessons that cannot be taught in noise. Some transformations cannot happen while you're explaining yourself to others. Some healing requires stillness. Some realignment requires separation. And some upgrades require isolation. Silence is not God withholding from you. It is God preparing something for you and something in you at the same time. I have gone through seasons where silence felt like abandonment, where God seemed distant, where the lack of answers made me question whether I had done something wrong. But over time, I realized something profound. The quieter God seemed, the louder He was working. The more silent the season, the more strategic the transformation. And the very things I thought were signs of being overlooked were actually signs of being set apart. Chosen. One God is separating you not to punish you, but to position you. You are being pulled into spiritual solitude because what heaven is placing on your life cannot be shared prematurely. This is the season of divine filtering. God is filtering your circle. He is filtering your environment. He is filtering your distractions. He is filtering your impulses. He is even filtering your thought patterns. Silence is creating spiritual separation so that clarity can finally enter. In this silence, you are beginning to hear yourself again. The real you. The you beneath the expectations of others. The you beneath the disappointments. The you beneath the pressure. Silence is stripping away the voices that have shaped your identity, leaving only the voice of God to define who you truly are. This is why old insecurities are falling away. This is why your spirit feels more sensitive. This is why things that used to lure you no longer interest you. Heaven is refining your desires. Anointed One, silence is also realigning your emotional responses. You are learning how to feel without reacting, how to observe without absorbing, how to process without panicking. You are learning that not every thought deserves expression, and not every feeling deserves reaction. Emotional maturity is being birthed in you, the kind of maturity that will keep you grounded in rooms you have never been in and opportunities you have never carried. This internal realignment is preparing you for the divine transfer waiting ahead. You cannot carry supernatural responsibility with old emotional habits. You cannot step into elevation with an undisciplined tongue. You cannot manage abundance with a reactive spirit. Silence is shaping your soul into someone who can hold more favor, more opportunity, more responsibility, more influence, more anointing. The version of you that God is creating cannot be rushed. Growth that lasts is growth built in silence. Chosen. One silence is also revealing what must leave your life. When things get quiet, motives become clear. Intentions become transparent. Relationships reveal their true foundation. You start to feel who drains you. You start to sense who uses you. You start to notice who only shows up when they need something. Silence illuminates dishonesty, insincerity, and misalignment. You are not losing people, you are losing noise. And losing noise is gaining clarity. This is why certain people have drifted without explanation. This is why certain friendships now feel out of resonance. This is why certain connections feel heavy instead of healthy. God is allowing distance because proximity was blocking your discernment. Silence exposes what you couldn't see when life was loud, but chosen. One silence also reveals the right people, those who bring peace, not pressure. Those who speak life, not confusion. Those who understand your spirit without you explaining every detail. Those who don't need constant access to feel connected. Those who support without monitoring. Silence filters out the wrong voices so the right voices can finally be heard. Anointed. One, this season of silence is not only about protection, it's about preparation for manifestation. You are being prepared to receive what you once prayed for. The things that seemed distant are now drawing closer. But God knows that if He gives you everything before He reshapes you internally, the blessing could crush you instead of elevate you. So He is building you privately for what He will showcase publicly. Chosen one, your silence is strengthening your spiritual posture. You are learning how to stand firm even when confused, how to stay aligned even when tested, how to remain faithful even when your emotions fluctuate. You are growing into a person whose stability is no longer dependent on circumstances, but on conviction. And your conviction is becoming dangerous to the enemy. Because when a chosen one becomes anchored, they become unstoppable. When a chosen one learns patience, they become unshakable. When a chosen one learns silence, they become untouchable. The enemy is terrified of the version of you emerging in this season, a version rooted, disciplined, spiritually aware, emotionally mature, and fully aligned with God. Chosen one. Heaven is building you in silence because the next chapter of your life will require strength, clarity, and spiritual intelligence. What is coming is not small. What is coming is not ordinary. What is coming is not temporary. It is permanent. It is prophetic. It is promised. Chosen one, now that heaven has pulled you into this divine quietness, you must understand what this silence is shielding. It is not just your emotions. It is not even just your peace. It is your destiny. Your silence in this season is functioning as a supernatural shield around the plans God has planted inside you. Every dream He has whispered, every idea He has sparked, every direction He has begun to reveal, they are all in a delicate stage of spiritual development, and silence is the covering that keeps them safe. Anointed one, you cannot afford to speak too soon. You cannot afford to reveal what God is constructing behind the scenes. You cannot afford to let the wrong eyes see the blueprint before the foundation is secure. Even in Scripture, breakthroughs were often hidden before they were unveiled. Seeds grow underground before they bloom. Babies develop in the womb before they take their first breath. Visions mature in silence before they enter the world. Your destiny is no different. I have lived through moments where I shared something too early, an idea, a goal, an opportunity, and suddenly opposition appeared out of nowhere. People who had never cared before suddenly had opinions. Individuals who seemed supportive unintentionally spoke doubt into my spirit. And without realizing it, those words stole the momentum that God had given me. That experience taught me something priceless. Not every listener is an ally. Not every question deserves an answer. And not every dream is ready to be discussed. Chosen one. This is why God is teaching you restraint. Your silence is creating spiritual insulation around your promise. It's closing the door to jealousy, envy, premature criticism, and unnecessary spiritual warfare. There are people in your life who do not wish you harm, but they cannot handle your calling. There are people who love you, but they cannot comprehend your assignment. There are people who cheer for you, but their fear will contaminate your faith if you share too much. Your silence is revealing who is truly connected to you. Watch how people react when you stop oversharing. Notice who grows distant when they no longer have access to your thoughts. Notice who becomes irritated when they cannot monitor your progress. Silence doesn't just protect you, it exposes motives. It purifies your circle. It filters your environment. It separates those attached to your future from those attached only to your presence. Anointed one. What God is about to release into your life requires maturity, discipline, and spiritual intelligence. You cannot bring everyone with you. You cannot update everyone on your next step. And you cannot explain yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. Silence is not just about staying quiet. Silence is about staying aligned. Silence is about staying hidden until heaven says, reveal. Right now, God is hiding you in plain sight. Others see you, but they do not see what is coming for you. They see your current reality, but they cannot detect the shift happening in your spirit. They have no idea the doors God is crafting behind the curtain. They don't know that resources, opportunities, and connections are being strategically orchestrated around your life. Your silence keeps these things protected from interference. This is also why certain people have recently fallen away. Why relationships faded without closure. why God unplugged you from certain groups and conversations. It wasn't rejection, it was redirection. Those old connections could not be trusted with your new season. They could not steward the weight of the blessing God is preparing for you. Silence is God's way of transitioning you without unnecessary noise. Chosen one, you must embrace this holy hiddenness. You are not being overlooked. You are being preserved. You are not being ignored. You are being prepared. You are not being silenced. You are being sharpened. Heaven is fortifying your dreams behind closed doors, so that when God finally unveils you, no enemy, no voice, no sabotage, and no jealousy will be able to touch what He has planted. Chosen one. Now that your spirit is beginning to understand why God has placed you in this divine silence, you must see the next layer of what heaven is doing. Your discernment is being sharpened. In this season, God is tuning your spiritual senses, clearing the noise, and strengthening your inner hearing so you can recognize His voice with precision. Silence is not just keeping you safe. Silence is making you sensitive. Anointed one, when life is loud, the soul becomes cloudy. When you are constantly talking, explaining, reacting, and processing out loud, you drown out the subtle guidance of the Holy Spirit. But when God pulls you into quietness, you begin to notice things that were always there, but never clear. You feel shifts in atmospheres you once ignored. You sense motives you used to overlook. You catch spiritual signals you used to miss completely. Silence is not empty, it is revelation waiting to be heard. I have walked through seasons where God had to pull me away from the noise. At first, it felt uncomfortable. I thought something was wrong. I felt disconnected from people I cared about. But as the noise decreased, revelation increased. Suddenly, I could feel God nudging me in the smallest decisions. I could sense danger without explanation. I could feel when a conversation was safe and when it wasn't. That is what silence does. It cleans your spiritual lenses. Chosen one, heaven is giving you spiritual eyes to see behind the surface. Some people speak gently but carry harmful intentions. Others speak harshly but mean well. Some opportunities look like blessings but are actually distractions. Others look small but carry destiny within them. Without sharpened discernment, you might choose the wrong path. But through silence, heaven is training your inner radar. In this quiet season, you will begin to notice how certain people drain your spirit while others refresh it. You will sense when God is saying go, when He is saying wait, and when He is saying do not touch this. You will be more deeply aware of what environments shift your peace, what conversations weaken your clarity, and what voices pull you out of alignment. This level of discernment is not common. It is given only to those God is preparing for a higher calling, and chosen one discernment is crucial for the wealth, influence, and opportunities that are coming. When God elevates you, you will attract more voices, some sincere, some strategic, some dangerous. Without discernment, you could waste your strength on the wrong people, invest in the wrong doors, or reveal heaven's secrets to those not assigned to your destiny. God loves you too much to let that happen. That is why silence is the training ground. In silence, God teaches you how to distinguish impulse from instruction, emotion from revelation, distraction from direction. He teaches you when to speak and when to be still, when to reveal and when to conceal, when to engage and when to walk away. This is not ordinary wisdom. This is spiritual intelligence. Anointed one, your discernment is also being sharpened for the purpose of protecting your peace. You are learning how to detect the subtle signs of spiritual attack before they escalate. You are learning how to identify people who carry confusion, envy, or hidden agendas. You are learning how to sense when the enemy is trying to steer your emotions, to manipulate your words. Your spirit is becoming alert, vigilant, steady. This is why silence is uncomfortable, because growth is uncomfortable, awareness is uncomfortable, clarity is uncomfortable. But comfort has never been the birthplace of calling. God is stretching your understanding. He is expanding your spiritual capacity. He is awakening gifts in you that have been dormant for years. Chosen one, you are not just getting quieter, you are getting wiser. You're not just speaking less, you are hearing more. You are not just avoiding conflict, you are rising into divine clarity. Your steps are becoming ordered, your choices are becoming intentional, your spirit is becoming sensitive to heaven's movements. Part 6. 1,000 words. Chosen. 1. Now that heaven has steadied your spirit and sharpened your discernment, it is time to understand the deeper transformation unfolding within you. This part of your journey is not about survival anymore. It is about becoming the version of yourself that God designed long before the battles, long before the wounds, long before the doubts. Silence has not only protected your destiny, it has rewritten your identity. And this inner transformation is one of the most powerful spiritual upgrades a chosen one can experience. Anointed. One identity is not shaped in noise. Identity is shaped in stillness. When God calls you into silence, He is not simply telling you to stop talking. He is placing you in a spiritual chamber where your old identity begins to fall away and your true identity begins to rise. The version of you who reacted to everything, who over-explained, who carried insecurity, who feared rejection, who sought validation, that version cannot enter your next season. Silence is where God removes those layers one by one. I have walked through seasons where my entire sense of self felt disrupted. I felt disconnected from my old desires, my old reactions, even my old strengths. It felt like something in me was dissolving. People around me could not understand what was happening. They thought I had become distant, withdrawn, or overly quiet. But in reality, God was reshaping me. I was in a divine cocoon. And if you are honest with yourself, chosen one, you feel it too. You can sense that you are not who you used to be, but you are not yet who you are becoming. This in-between identity can feel strange, uncomfortable, lonely even, but it is sacred. In silence, God is reintroducing you to yourself. Chosen one. Think about how much noise you used to live with: internal noise, emotional noise, external noise, relational noise. So many voices telling you who you are, who you should be, who you're not, what you can't do, what you'll never become. Voices of old trauma, voices of past failures, voices of insecurity, voices of comparison. Silence is the place where those voices lose their power, because God begins to amplify His own voice within you. In this season of silence, you are not just learning restraint, you are learning recognition. You are learning to recognize your worth without someone telling you. To recognize your growth without needing applause. To recognize your calling without external confirmation. To recognize your voice without drowning in others' expectations. Anointed. One God is also teaching you how to walk in self-governance, the ability to lead yourself spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. Many people can manage external responsibilities, but few can manage their inner world. Silence is God training you to be a good steward of your inner environment. He is teaching you how to regulate your emotions before they regulate you, how to steady your thoughts before they spiral, how to pause before reacting, how to choose alignment over impulse. This level of internal mastery is required for your future. The blessings God is preparing for you are heavy blessings, blessings that require maturity. The opportunities coming will require leadership. The relationships coming will require clarity. The responsibilities coming will require discipline. God is building inner capacity, so the outer blessing does not crush you. You may not realize it yet, but this silence has been strengthening your emotional spine. You do not crumble as easily. You do not panic as quickly. You do not overreact like you once did. You're becoming harder to trigger, harder to manipulate, harder to mislead. You're developing a kind of calmness that intimidates the enemy and confuses people who used to control you with chaos. Chosen one, pay attention, you're becoming spiritually unshakable. This transformation is happening quietly, privately, slowly, the way roots grow underground before the tree is ever seen. Your silence is fertilizing those roots. God is building stability in you that cannot be taken away. This stability will be essential when the spotlight comes, when elevation arrives, when influence grows, when wealth increases. Stability is what keeps a chosen one grounded when everything around them begins to rise. Anointed. 1. Another reason God is transforming your identity in silence is because He is teaching you detachment from old versions of yourself. You cannot carry insecurity into destiny. You cannot carry fear into prosperity. You cannot carry guilt into promotion. You cannot carry people-pleasing into spiritual authority. In silence, God gently removes the emotional weights you didn't even know you were carrying. Perhaps you've noticed certain inner shifts. You don't respond to disrespect the way you used to. You no longer feel the need to debate with people who misunderstand you. You aren't as emotionally attached to outcomes as before. You feel less desperate for validation and more grounded in who you are becoming. These are not coincidences. These are transformations. Heaven is upgrading your internal software so you can handle destiny without crashing under pressure. Silence also exposes the emotional clutter you've been ignoring, the patterns that have been sabotaging you quietly. Maybe you used to overcommit. Maybe you stayed too long in draining relationships. Maybe you apologized too much. Maybe you poured into people who never poured back. Maybe you silenced yourself to keep peace. In this season, God is showing you your habits from a higher viewpoint, not to shame you, but to free you. Chosen one. The identity God is forming in you is not fragile, it is foundational. This identity will not be shaped by circumstances, but by calling, not by opinions, but by truth, not by wounds, but by wisdom, not by fear, but by faith. You are becoming someone who knows who they are, in God, someone who stands with confidence even when the world around you is shaking. Anointed. One, perhaps the most powerful part of this transformation is this: you are learning how to trust yourself again. Silence teaches you that God lives within you, that His voice is not distant but internal, woven into your intuition, your peace, your knowing. You are learning to trust the decisions God is shaping inside you. You are learning to trust your inner alignment. You are learning to trust the new version of yourself that is rising. You are not evolving, you are emerging. This is the season where the old you dies quietly and the true you rises boldly. The identity shaped by wounds is fading. The identity shaped by calling is emerging. And when this identity is complete, nothing and no one will be able to stop the destiny that has been assigned to your life. In the next part, we will explore how this new identity prepares you to carry the blessings, influence, and spiritual authority waiting in your next season without collapsing under their weight. Chosen one. Now that heaven has positioned you for elevation, there is another deep work happening within you, one that is just as essential, just as sacred, just as transformative. God is reshaping your identity from the inside out. Your silence is not only protecting your destiny, it is rewriting the way you see yourself, the way you carry yourself, and the way you walk into the calling that has been waiting on your life since the day you were born. Anointed one, when God is preparing to trust someone with greatness, he must first remove every trace of the old identity that could sabotage the blessing. Silence becomes the holy space where the old version of you can no longer speak and the new version of you starts to rise. When you stop reacting to every distraction, you start hearing who you truly are. When you stop explaining yourself to people who don't understand you, you begin understanding yourself. This is where God reveals identity, purpose, and spiritual authority. I have had seasons where I didn't know who I was becoming. I could feel the old me slipping away, my old habits, my old patterns, my old insecurities, but I didn't fully recognize the new me yet. It felt strange, almost like standing between two worlds. I wanted clarity, but God gave me quietness instead. I wanted answers, but God gave me stillness. What I didn't realize was that stillness was the answer. Quietness was the classroom. Silence was the transformation. In that hidden place, I began to sense my value differently. I didn't feel the need to prove anything. I didn't need validation the way I once did. My spirit began to carry a weight I didn't have before. That is what God is doing for you. Chosen one identity is not revealed in noise. It is formed in quietness. God is teaching you who you are without applause, who you are without recognition, who you are without external confirmation. This is important because the next level of your life will require unshakable identity. You're about to walk into rooms where you cannot depend on opinions to confirm your worth. You're about to carry responsibilities where your confidence must come from God, not people. You are being trained to stand firm, even when misunderstood, to stay consistent, even when unseen, to walk with dignity, even when voices around you are inconsistent. Anointed. One, silence is maturing your spiritual backbone. It's strengthening your inner authority. You are learning when to speak with power, when to hold your peace, and when to let God's presence speak for you. You are learning how to move with grace, even when tempted to react with emotion. You are learning how to hold your position, even when the enemy tries to shake your identity. This is not just growth, this is rebirth. The version of you that God is forming right now is bold yet humble, strong yet surrendered, wise yet teachable, confident yet dependent on God. This version of you cannot be manipulated as easily. This version of you cannot be baited into pointless battles. This version of you won't collapse under pressure. You are becoming grounded, resilient, spiritually mature. Heaven is shaping you into someone who can be trusted with influence, wealth opportunities, and impact. Chosen one. Your silence is also teaching you emotional mastery. You are learning how to pause before reacting, how to breathe before speaking, how to listen before deciding. Emotional maturity is a weapon, and God is sharpening it in you. There is power in being able to regulate your reactions, especially when provoked. There is strength in letting God handle what your emotions want to attack. There is authority in choosing peace over chaos. This is the strength that will carry you into your next dimension. And let me tell you something profound. The enemy is terrified of the version of you that is emerging. He is afraid of the you that moves with intention instead of impulse. He fears the you that hears God more clearly than you hear opinions. He fears the you that's no longer controlled by triggers. He fears the you that can walk through pressure without losing alignment. That's why he tried to keep you talking, because as long as you were talking, you were distracted. But now that you have entered this silence, you are becoming unstoppable. Chosen one. Now that your identity is being reshaped and your inner authority is being strengthened, heaven is preparing you for something even more profound. You are entering a season where the blessings coming your way require stability, wisdom, and supernatural confidence. In this next stretch of your journey, the weight of what God is giving you will demand a version of you that can hold it without trembling, manage it without fear, and carry it without collapsing under pressure. That is why the silence has been so intense. God has not only been protecting you, He has been preparing you to handle what you asked Him for. Anointed one, listen closely. Elevation is one thing, sustaining elevation is another. Anyone can be blessed, but not everyone can stand under the weight of blessing. Opportunities can come quickly, but character must be built slowly. Doors can open suddenly, but only maturity can keep them open. God is not giving you a blessing you cannot carry. He is not sending you into rooms you are too insecure to stand in. He is not handing you assignment you are too emotionally unstable to steward. The silence you've endured has been divine conditioning. I remember a moment in my own journey where God opened a door I had prayed for years. When I stepped into it, I felt nervous, unqualified, and overwhelmed. I questioned why God picked me when others seemed more prepared. But then I realized the quiet seasons, the lonely moments, the misunderstood chapters, the internal battles, they all shaped the confidence I needed. Without those silent years, I would have broken under the pressure of the opportunity. God wasn't delaying me. He was developing me. And chosen one, He is doing the same in you. The internal stability God is giving you in this season is not something small. You are learning how to move forward, even when your emotions are loud. You are learning how to stay aligned even when the enemy throws confusion your way. You are learning how to walk with clarity even when situations try to cloud your judgment. God is developing a maturity in you that cannot be shaken once the spotlight turns toward your life. Chosen one. The blessings coming are not feel-good blessings. These are destiny-shaping, legacy-building territory, expanding blessings. Some of what God is releasing will change your entire lifestyle. Some of it will elevate your voice. Some of it will shift your family. Some of it may even place you in positions where others depend on your decisions, your leadership, your wisdom, and your steadiness. This is why silence was required. You were not ready to carry this level of responsibility while reacting to every provocation or speaking out of every emotion. In silence, God has been teaching you self-control, and self-control is a spiritual superpower. It is what keeps you grounded when others try to pull you off center. It's what helps you discern when to speak and when to walk away. It's what empowers you to move in authority without moving in anger. A person who controls their spirit is greater than one who captures a city, and you are learning that in real time. 1. Silence has also been teaching you discernment of character, and this will matter more than ever in your next season. When God elevates you, people come, opportunities come, requests come, voices come, and not all of them will be pure. Some will want to attach themselves to your blessing. Some will come disguised as supporters while harboring jealousy. Some will approach you with admiration while carrying spiritual agendas. God is training you now so you can detect people's spirit before you give them access to your space. You will begin to sense when a conversation is draining your spirit instead of feeding it. You will detect when someone's flattery hides manipulation. You will feel when a door is open but not ordained. You will sense the weight of someone's intentions long before their words reveal it. This is why God silenced you, so you could learn to see instead of react, to observe, instead of explain, to discern, instead of debate. Chosen one. The next dimension of your life will require quiet confidence. The kind of confidence that doesn't need to announce itself, doesn't need to prove itself, doesn't need to defend itself. You are being shaped into someone who walks into a room and carries peace like a mantle. Someone whose presence speaks without raising their voice. Someone whose silence communicates strength, not weakness. Someone whose spiritual weight cannot be denied, even by those who don't understand it. The enemy is terrified of this version of you, not because you are louder, but because you are wiser. Not because you are more reactive, but because you are more rooted. Not because you are fighting harder, but because you are fighting smarter. You are becoming a person whose elevation cannot be stolen, whose calling cannot be manipulated, whose destiny cannot be derailed. Anointed one. The silence you've endured has been the foundation of your stability. It has been the womb of your wisdom. It has been the classroom of your confidence. God has been building you from the inside out, preparing you to stand tall in places where your old self would have shrunk, wavered, or second-guessed. In the next part, we will go deeper into how silence connects to divine timing, how God is aligning your steps, arranging your breakthroughs, and preparing the exact moment when your unveiling will shake the atmosphere around you. Chosen one. Now that heaven has reshaped your identity and strengthened your inner foundation, it is time to understand the next divine layer unfolding in your life. Timing. Not human timing. Not emotional timing. Not convenient timing. But Kairos timing, the appointed strategic heaven-orchestrated moment when everything God has been preparing finally comes into alignment. And silence is the final preparation for that moment. Anointed one divine timing is not random. When God moves, he moves with precision. When God elevates, he elevates with intention. When God shifts your season, he does it with supernatural accuracy. The silence you have been experiencing is not a pause, it is a countdown, a holy countdown. Heaven has been arranging your next chapter, piece by piece, conversation by conversation, connection by connection, opportunity by opportunity, quietly, invisibly, flawlessly. I have lived through seasons where I couldn't feel God moving, but later discovered he was moving more in silence than he ever did in noise. I have seen prayers that felt delayed suddenly erupt in one moment of divine timing. Kairos is not gradual. Kairos is sudden. Kairos is the moment heaven says now, and everything shifts at once. That is the season you are approaching, chosen one. This is why silence has been required, because when the moment comes, it will demand focus, emotional steadiness, and spiritual readiness. God's timing often comes wrapped in subtlety. A message, a meeting, a whisper, a sudden open door that feels small at first, but carries destiny within it. And only a spiritually alert person can recognize that the supernatural is hidden inside the ordinary. Chosen one. God is aligning your steps in ways you cannot see yet. Every closed door was intentional. Every delayed answer was strategic. Every person who walked away was part of heaven's choreography. Nothing about this season has been random. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned. Your silence has been preparing you to discern divine timing without being rushed by pressure or distracted by noise. Heaven has been detoxing your environment so you can hear the instruction when it comes. God does not release big directions in chaotic atmospheres. He releases them into still, surrendered hearts. And that is who you are becoming, a vessel ready to receive heaven's next assignment with clarity and obedience. Anointed One. The next season of your life will be marked by supernatural alignment. You will see how people, places, and moments fit together like puzzle pieces designed only for you. You will look back and realize that what you thought was delay was actually protection. What you thought was silence was preparation. What you thought was stagnation was God building momentum behind the scenes. You are entering a season where what took years will suddenly take days. Where what felt heavy will suddenly become easy. Where what felt out of reach will suddenly be in your hands. Divine timing will do more for you in a moment than human effort has done in months. But here's what heaven needs you to understand: timing and silence work together. If you speak too soon, you may reveal what God is still forming. If you move too soon, you may step ahead of grace. If you react too soon, you may derail the flow heaven is creating around you. Timing is not just about waiting, it is about waiting in alignment. Chosen One. This is why God shut down certain conversations. This is why He removed people who were not meant to be part of your next chapter. This is why He quieted your circle. This is why He stirred discomfort in places that were once comfortable. When God is preparing to shift your life into Kairos, He reduces any distraction that might cause you to miss the moment. You may feel like you're in a strange in-between. Not where you used to be, but not fully where you're going yet. That is the hallway of divine timing, the place where God gets your spirit aligned with your assignment. And in that hallway, silence becomes the tool heaven uses to sharpen your awareness. Anointed One, you must recognize something powerful. God is not only aligning your opportunities, He is aligning you, your thoughts, your beliefs, your responses, your expectations, your emotional maturity, your spiritual sensitivity. Everything about you is being tuned like an instrument, preparing to play the song of your destiny. And when timing meets preparation, destiny manifests. Chosen One. When the Kairos moment arrives, you will not have to force anything. You will not have to manipulate anything. You will not have to chase anything. Doors will open because heaven touched them. Opportunities will arise because God whispered your name. People will come into your life because they were assigned, not attracted. Provision will flow because the season demands it. You will know the moment has arrived because peace will precede it. Clarity will confirm it, and favor will carry it. What is coming will not feel like striving. It will feel like stepping into a chapter that has been waiting for you. Chosen One. Now that heaven has reconstructed your identity in silence and fortified your inner foundation, it's time to understand what all this preparation has been leading toward. Everything, the quiet seasons, the restraint, the hiddenness, the pruning, the solitude, the sharpening has been building you for manifestation. The very things God whispered in the dark are about to reveal themselves in the light. The seeds you planted in obedience are about to break through the soil, and the version of you that has been forming silently is about to step into divine reality. Anointed One manifestation is not random. It does not appear suddenly without spiritual preparation. Manifestation is the visible evidence of everything God has been doing behind the scenes. And God never reveals publicly what he has not finished privately. That is why your private refining has been so intense. God was shaping you for what the world is about to see. You may have wondered at times, why so much silence? Why so much separation? Why so many internal changes? Why so much emotional cleansing? Why so many closed doors? The answer is simple, because the magnitude of what is coming required it. Chosen. One manifestation is not just about receiving a blessing, it is about becoming the kind of person who can carry the blessing sustainably. Blessings without character destroy people. Influence without maturity collapses people. Wealth without wisdom ruins people. Authority without humility corrupts people. God has been forming in you the strength, integrity, and clarity required to handle what is coming next. And what is coming is not small, it is not ordinary, it is not temporary, it is not fragile, it is glorious, weighty, and God-ordained. You are about to see the kind of manifestation that makes you realize every moment of restraint was worth it. Every battle of silence was strategic. Every tear shed in stillness was seed. Every lonely season was divine positioning. Nothing was wasted. Heaven has been investing in you. Anointed One manifestation begins on the inside long before it appears outside. That is why you have felt different